What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're previewing the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football this Sunday for the Week 2 matchup in the NFL. So I'm going to be doing a review, a quick preview on it, and you guys let me know about the whole scheduling thing as far as when these previews come out. Do you want to see it on Friday? Do you want to see it early in the week, like after the predictions come out, which probably the earliest would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? You guys let me know when you guys want to see it up. It really doesn't matter to me, but I try not to do double uploads, and my predictions come out on Tuesdays, so I don't know how you guys want to work that out. And I try not to do double uploads because I just want to spread out my content on my channel. I don't want to post like twice and then not post for another few days. So I want to be able to spread my content out. So you guys let me know on that. So yeah, let's get right on to the preview. First, I'm going to take a little sip of my cran grape here. Ocean Spray, sponsor me. I only drink Ocean Spray cran grape, so sponsor me there. Anyway, so let's get right on to the preview. Alright, so you guys know that both the Giants and Dallas Cowboys are 0-1 going into this Week 2 matchup. Both teams lost the game, but I think only the Giants really looked, I'm not going to say impressive because I'm not going to just like be biased about it. I just think the Giants did have a more impressive performance against the other team than Dallas Cowboys did. I think Dallas really struggled. I mean, they scored their 8 points at the end, like at the middle of the fourth quarter. They didn't have nothing on the board since then. The Giants scored points. They scored 15 points, and they kind of spread it out through the whole entire game. I think they were scoreless in the first. No, I think they scored 3 points in the first quarter. I can't remember how chronologically they scored, but I know they put up a field goal first, and then there was that. But as far as that goes, I think the Giants impressed more against a better team. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars offensively aren't a very stout team, but yet I don't think the Carolina Panthers are either. And then as far as the defense goes, you guys know Jacksonville Jaguars have probably the best defense in the NFL, right alongside with the Minnesota Vikings. So, and then you look at the Carolina Panthers, their defense is pretty good as well. So you have to give it to the Carolina Panthers at that, holding the Dallas Cowboys 8 points, and they scored right at the end of the game. But as far as the Cowboys go, if you look at their offense, I mean, they're going to struggle against a lot of teams. Even bad defense, I think they're still going to struggle. You guys know that Dak Prescott is trying to be some pocket passer, somebody that he is not. And you guys know that, you know, if you're just going to leave it to Ezekiel Elliott, sure. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott is very good, one of the best running backs in the league, but I just don't think he's going to be able to carry that team because there's only so much a running back can do. That's one of the reasons why running backs are more undervalued in this league. Sure, when they're good, they can carry a whole team. I mean, when you're chewing clock and this and that, you can carry a whole team, but that relies on you scoring points through the air. And you know, Dak Prescott just can't do that right now, especially with the receivers that he has. And we're gonna go over the depth chart in just a second. We're gonna compare both depth charts to see who has the edge in both categories. So let's talk about the Giants' key to success. I have 4 keys to success. This may change through every preview, whether that's 3 or 4. It just depends on the team and how we are in that certain week. So first things first, we need to set the tone early. We have to make Dak throw from the jump, so maybe, you know, right from the beginning of the game, so maybe we can establish an early lead, an overwhelming lead, and from there it may, you know, success may just seem unreachable for the Cowboys, and they just might give up. So that's what we have to do early. We need to stop Ezekiel Elliott from the jump, because that's honestly who they're going to be leaning on. They're going to try to set the tone. They're going to try to set the tone themselves. They're going to try to establish a running game, and once they do that, they're going to be able to control the time of possession, control the clock, control everything, set up play action. I mean, once you get the running game going, there's really nothing you can't do, and that's something that they rely on mostly because they can't rely on Dak. So, and that's something they did with Tony Romo as well. Tony Romo was just a better quarterback, but, I mean, they still relied on DeMarco Murray in their game. They were more of a power running team, and that's why they set up that offensive line. So, we need to stop Ezekiel Elliott early, and it doesn't matter if we just stop him, you know, if he has a decent day, but, you know, we don't need to completely shut him down that he has like 1 yard a carry. I mean, we need to get him to the point where, you know, they can't just rely on the ground game to you know, get down the field. We can't allow them to do that. Sure, we can allow a few yards here and there, but you know Ezekiel Elliott, he's gonna break one out soon enough, and you know he's gonna tire your defense out. So, like I said, set a tone early, make Dak throw. We had to make Dak throw from the jump. Maybe we can get an interception or two. Maybe we can take one to the house, so on and so forth. Get ourselves a fumble. It's gonna get into Dak's head. They're gonna give up mentally, and we'll have the game won in the first quarter if we do that. You guys know that Dak has been looking, you know, behind that great offensive line that he's had for a couple years. He gets sacked a couple of times, and he's already scared. So that's definitely in his head now. You could see it. I was watching Shango's video. If you guys watched the Dallas Cowboys show, he was talking about he sees Dak drop in the pocket, and he just looks like he's scared once he drops back. He thinks he's going down as soon as he drops back. So if we can get that, I mean, that's already going on in his head. If we can get a good pass rush going, he's gonna get nervous. He's gonna throw a couple interceptions. He's gonna throw a couple incomplete passes. They're gonna give up from the jump. So that's the first key to success. Set the tone early. Spread the ball around more efficiently on offense. We have too many weapons to just be going to Odell Beckham. I love Odell Beckham, don't get me wrong, but I want to be unpredictable. I don't want the defense to know we're giving Odell a slant to try to take it to the house, that we're going to give Odell a quick little crossing route, because people are just going to follow and roll coverage to Odell all game. That's what they do in every single game we'll ever play against anybody that's playing the Giants. They're gonna roll coverage to him. They're gonna double cover and all that good stuff, right? But we have Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard, I mean, everybody talks about Sterling. He's becoming a household name now. Everybody's talking about Sterling Shepard when they talk about the Giants. He's just one of those guys. He's just one of those wide receivers that's really rising up as one of the best slot receivers in the game right now. I'm not gonna say he's one of the best receivers in the game, but he's one of the best slot receivers. I mean, Pro Football Focus backs that up. Everybody backs that up. Sterling Shepard is monstrous. He's a great number 2 wide receiver. We need to get him the ball more. We need to get Evan Ingram the ball more. I know he has some problem with drops, but we need to give him some confidence. If he drops the ball, we need to go right back to him, give him some confidence. I'm sure he'll catch the ball the second time around. I promise you that. He's too talented and too much of a mismatch to not just ignore him if he drops the ball. So. But here's one thing. I know, the linebackers for Dallas is pretty talented as far as being athletic and being able to cover. You have Sean Lee, you have Jalen Smith, you have Leighton Van Der Esch. Those 3 guys right there alone can do fine in coverage, especially when trying to cover a tight end. So we'll see how Evan Ingram reacts to being covered by those tight ends. We also have some more weapons as well. We don't have Jarrell Adams anymore. He would have been a good number 2 guy. But we got Rhett Ellison as well, who's a run blocker but can also catch some passes. We have a decent offensive line. I'm not going to say it's great. Eric Flowers is still a huge problem. We have Saquon Barkley in the backfield. Not to mention, we have Cody Latimer as our 3rd wide receiver. I mean, we have too many weapons on this offense. This offense can really be elite if we spread the ball more. We have to keep the defense on their toes. If they roll coverage to Odell, give it to Sterling. If they double cover Sterling, you already know to go to Odell. If you see an open look down the middle of the field, give it to Evan Ingram. It's just how it goes. Also with Saquon Barkley, got to give him enough touches. I know he's going to struggle early. It seems like he's becoming just a home run hitter type of running back. He is what he is right now. I mean, we don't have much of a huge thing to pit, a huge film to look at, but so far I see him as a home run hitter in the NFL. So you give him his carries. He's going to struggle a little bit, but I promise he's going to break one out. So spread the ball more efficiently. Keep up the good play calling and personnel placement, like changing up the personnel and stuff like that. When I was watching that game against Jacksonville, I did not have a complaint about why are these guys on the field? Why are we in 12 personnel? Why are we in 21 personnel? Why are we this and that? Why are we using Wayne Gallman at the goal line when we're trying to punch it in through the A gap? That sort of stuff. Sort of stuff that we've seen with Ben McAdoo in the Ben McAdoo days and a little bit in the Tom Coughlin days. Why is Andre Williams still running the ball? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Why are we in 3 wide receiver sets 95% of the game? All that stuff. We did very well last week in changing up the personnel. We did very well in deciding who's going to be on the field. and we did very well in play calling. I really didn't have any complaints when it comes to that, and that's usually something a Giants fan will complain about, is because of the play calling and personnel decisions and stuff like that. For the past couple years, that's been a huge problem, but so far, like I said, we just have one game to look at, but so far, I don't have any complaints. So that's a good thing. We need to keep that up, keep that going through the Dallas Cowboys game, and we definitely have a way better chance of success. On top of that, the defense needs to contain Dak. We're already seeing a big problem in our defense when it comes to quarterbacks. That's already been a problem with us before. We can't face guys like Russell Wilson. We can't face guys like Andrew Luck. We can't face guys like Aaron Rodgers, guys that can move their feet, get out the pocket, not just run for more yards, just get out the pocket and extend plays. We really struggle with that. We really struggle. We can't set the edge as well as we want to, and that's a big problem. You guys know in the preseason game, the 4th preseason game, you saw Danny Etling. Who the hell is Danny Etling? That dude ran for like the longest freaking QB run in the preseason history, I swear. I don't know if that's a record, but I mean, it felt like he was running for like 2 miles. So, and on top of that, Blake Bortles did the same exact thing in week 1, and I saw it coming. I knew it was gonna happen when I saw that in the 4th preseason game. I said, watch Blake Bortles do that to us in week 1. It's in my live stream. I swear I said it. You guys gotta find it. But I mean, we can't allow Dak to do that. Dak, you guys already know, made a name for himself in his rookie year for being able to extend plays, get out the pocket, run for extra yardage. It's just something that comes naturally with these young quarterbacks, even if they're not all that athletic. You know, when you're younger, you just know you can run. So obviously Dak Prescott can run. He's very athletic, and we can't let him get out the pocket. Even bad quarterbacks can look good if they get out the pocket and extend plays. So we need to contain Dak. No more letting these quarterbacks run for extra yards, especially ones that can't throw, because that's obviously going to be their scapegoat, is get out the pocket, because I know the defense can't stop me there. So make him throw. That's all I have to say. So those are the 4 keys to success. I know I spent a little bit too much time on that, and I'm going to try to get into the depth chart review if my computer will load up. So we're going to go over the whole offense, the whole defense, and compare them all real quick. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. But as far as the quarterbacks, Dak Prescott versus Eli Manning, and I'm not going to be biased about this. I'm going to take Eli Manning. I can't take Dak Prescott. Maybe if it was his rookie year and he was doing as well as he was, even though, you know, he was still Dak and dunk kind of guy, but I mean, he still put up numbers. He still, you know, played well. Maybe we'll have a conversation there. But right now, as far as, you know, playing well, I think Eli played very well in that week 1 game. I don't really have too many complaints except that interception. But you have a lot more complaints from Dak Prescott in that week 1, and we can only tell from that game from week 1. So I'll take Eli there. Eli, the quarterbacks have the edge for the Giants. As far as running backs go, who has the edge at the running backs? And that is a big issue there, right? Ezekiel Elliott. We have Ezekiel Elliott and Rod Smith. Is that the only 2 running backs on the roster right now? There's only 2 running backs on the roster. They're really leaning on this guy, Ezekiel Elliott, a lot. But if I'm going to give an edge, and like I said, it's not just the starting running back, it's the whole running back class. Who am I going to give the edge to? I'm going to give it to the Giants, because you know, not only do you have Saquon, who, if you ask me Ezekiel or Saquon who has the edge, I'm going to give it to Ezekiel, no doubt. You're not going to have any complaints there for me. Obviously, because we haven't seen much from Saquon yet, and he's still a rookie. So I am going to, you know, I'll give the edge to Ezekiel when it comes to just the starting running backs. But as far as the whole running back core, there's 2 running backs on this roster that I'm seeing. I'm using OurLads.com, and they're pretty dependable. So I'm only seeing 2 running backs. That is weird. I mean, I know Jameez Alawale can run the ball, but I don't think he is. So, and then you got Saquon, you got Jonathan Stewart, who is a veteran. I'm not too fond of him, but I mean, he could still do something. And then we have Wayne Gallman, who I think is a perfect complement back to Saquon Barkley. So running backs, I'm going to give to the Giants. The wide receivers, I mean, I don't think there's a question. I think the Giants have better wide receivers. Allen Hurns, Terrence Williams, and Cole Beasley and Michael Gallup and Tavon Austin, Deontay Thompson. I don't think these are guys. I mean, they're pretty mediocre. They're fine, but you don't have a true number 1. You don't even have a true number 2, honestly. I don't think Terrence Williams. I mean, Allen Hurns is probably the best you're getting, at receiver, and then Terrence Williams, who I think is a debatable number 3 wide receiver. Then you have Cole Beasley, who's another number 3, and then you have Michael Gallup, who's a rookie. I haven't seen much from him yet. Tavon Austin, Deontay Thompson, just forget about those guys. So, wide receivers, I give an edge to the Giants. When it comes to the tight ends, I don't think we need to talk about that too much. I'll give that to the Giants as well. Jeff Swam, Blake Jarwin, who a lot of people are talking about, but he doesn't do anything. And then Rico Gathers, who was supposed to be the next freaking Jason Witten 2 years ago and fell off the map. So, I'm going to give the tight ends, you know what? I'm still gonna give the edge to the Giants as far as the tight ends go, because I haven't seen that much from what's his name, Scott Simonson, the third tight end on the Giants. I haven't seen much from him, but I do like Rhett Ellison and I do like Evan Ingram. And I think Evan Ingram is far better than any of these guys on the roster right now as far as tight ends go. So I'm gonna give it to the Giants. Edge Giants. As far as the offensive line for both teams go, that's not no question. Even though I know the offensive line for the Cowboys struggled last week, but you know that doesn't matter. I mean, people are gonna struggle. They're not gonna play well all the time. So I'm gonna give the edge to the Cowboys in just a landslide. I don't think it's even close when it comes to the offensive line play as far as the Giants and the Cowboys go. I know we did well in the offseason somewhat. I know we got guys like Nate Solder, we got guys like Patrick Omame, but we have John Jalapeno at center now. I don't know how I feel about that. We still have Eric Flowers on the line, so yeah, we still got those guys. So and Will Hernandez is great and all that, but I'm still gonna give the edge to the Cowboys as far as the offensive line goes. So as far as the offense goes, the only edge that the Cowboys have is offensive line. We now move on to the defensive ends. And I am going to give the edge to, as far as the defensive ends goes, guys. So 3-4 defensive ends. So we're talking about B.J. Hill. We're talking about Kerry Wynn. If you want to throw Dalvin Tomlinson in there, yeah, but he's a defensive tackle. He's not an end. If you want to talk about that, I'm going to give it to the Cowboys. Why? Because first of all, they just got more guys on that line, right? You've got Randy Gregory, who I think is hurt. I don't think he's playing. But if he does, that's still a good pass rusher. Taco Charlton, DeMarcus Lawrence. We cannot forget about DeMarcus Lawrence. He's a monster. Boise State Broncos all the way. And then we have Tyrone Crawford, who's all right. So as far as defensive ends go, I'm gonna give it to the Cowboys. I think that's fair enough to say. B.J. Hill is still a rookie. Kerry Wynn is decent, but it's still not better than what we're seeing from the Cowboys depth chart right now. As far as defensive tackles goes, you got Dayton Jones and Daniel Ross on there. As far as the defensive tackles go for the Cowboys, and Malik Collins, and David Irving as well, who plays DT and defensive end, but he's listed here as a DT. And I'm going to give it to the Giants as far as the defensive tackles go. We have the best defensive tackle in the NFL right now, in Damon Harrison, best nose tackle if you want to say that. And then we have Dalvin Tomlinson, who's also a very good defensive tackle. So we now move on to the linebackers, and this can be a little bit debatable, and it's hard to compare these guys because we're in different schemes, right? 4-3 versus 3-4. Who's better? Who is better at coverage? Who's better at pass rushing? That's hard to decide. You have to compare those two, and you know, it's hard to do. As far as middle linebackers go, Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch versus Alec Ogletree and B.J. Goodson. I'm going to give the edge to the Cowboys. Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch, I think, is better than Alec Ogletree and B.J. Goodson. Even though I like those two, but I still like the Cowboys middle linebackers better. Strong side linebackers, we have Damian Wilson and two guys. I have no clue who they are. So I'm going to give the obvious edge to the Giants because we have Kareem Martin and we have Connor Barwin there. Weak side, Sean Lee and Joe Thomas versus Olivier Vernon and Lorenzo Carter. I'm going to give that edge to, it's hard to decide honestly because Lorenzo Carter really didn't do much in his debut, and then Olivier Vernon is good. I don't even think Olivier Vernon is playing. So I'm going to give the edge to the weak side and Sean Lee because Sean Lee is just a beast, but who knows if he gets injured. Anyway, the cornerbacks. You know, I like the cornerbacks, and as a whole, the cornerbacks for the Cowboys, I think, are a very young core, but I think they could be very, very good. And if we're talking about a true number one, there's no true number one cornerback on the Dallas Cowboys. So, and then Eli Apple so far is playing very well. Janoris Jenkins is playing already, looking like he's having a Pro Bowl season. And then, you know, Dante Dion, B.W. Webb, it gets a little scary from there. And I think as far as the Cowboys go, as far as depth, the cornerbacks have a good depth. But I don't think they have enough at cornerback to really guard a top-notch receiver. Like if they're guarding like an Odell Beckham, like a Julio Jones, like Antonio Brown, I don't think they have guys on that squad right there to defend against that. So I'm going to give the edge in cornerbacks to the Giants right now. You know, as far as depth goes, the Cowboys have that, but as far as pure talent goes, I think the Giants have it. The Cowboys have it as far as depth because they have decent cornerbacks all around. I think, you know, guys at the end of the depth chart like Jordan Lewis, who's playing nickel and backup nickel, I think can do well. I think he can work his way as the starting nickel on the Giants. So as far as that goes, there's that. But I think as far as a whole, I think the Giants are fine at cornerback. Safeties, both free and strong, I'll combine them both. That's an obvious edge to the Giants. We have one of the best safeties in the league at strong safety in Landon Collins. And our free safety, we have Curtis Riley, who's made his name known. Just he's playing well. He's playing very well. And then we have guys like Michael Thomas, a veteran like Michael Thomas in the backfield. And I just like what we have at safety. So, also William Gay is on the team as well, playing safety as well. So, we have another veteran there. So, and as far as special teams go, I don't really care about special teams. We're not even going to talk about that. But, you guys let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? My score prediction for the Giants, I think the Giants are going to come out and win this game. My score prediction on Tuesday was 16-10. I'm so far going to stick with that. I just feel like we may score more points and the Cowboys may score more points. I think it'll be more points scored in that game. But I think the lowest it's going to be is like 16-10. The highest I think we'll go is like we'll probably score like 27 to 28 points. And the Cowboys, I think the most they're going to score is like 24, 20 points. So something like that, 20 to 24. Something like that. So you guys let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think? Cowboys fans, Giants fans, go ahead and comment on that. And if you like the video, make sure you like the video and subscribe if you're new. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.